Okay, so I'm guessing you found this video because your TV doesn't have Bluetooth audio support built in. Many 2017 and 2018 TVs have it built in, but the majority of TVs don't. So some have Bluetooth but not Bluetooth audio, which is crucial for connecting speakers or headphones. So what you might find is you have a Bluetooth section on your TV and you try it, but it doesn't find any of your speakers or your headphones, and that's because it's designed for a mouse or a keyboard or a joypad. My method is more flexible than built-in Bluetooth audio, basically because if you've got Bluetooth audio on your TV, obviously it's nice and neat and you compare it to your headphones or your speaker, but it generally will mean that you can't use the existing sound on the TV. So this doesn't help people who want to be able to watch TV with Bluetooth headphones on, but also let the other people in the room listen to the TV at a normal level. I'll put a link in the description to the videos I've uploaded on TVs that do support Bluetooth audio, so if you want to do that method or even try that method first, I've done it with Sony, Samsung, LG and Panasonic TVs. First of all, I wanted to cover the most common way, which is optical output, which looks like this. And this is on most modern TVs. I mean, there are some without it, but the majority of modern TVs have it. And the reason I like optical is generally it's always on. So once you plug something in optically, it's always outputting a signal. It's a high quality audio output as well. And it means that you can still use your TV normally, but you can also use your Bluetooth headphones at the same time, or a Bluetooth speaker nearer to someone who's struggling to hear. If you haven't got optical on your TV, don't panic, because the device I'm using today has support for coaxial digital and also analog output as well via a 3.5 mini jack. So I think it pretty much covers any TV I can think of. If you're already using the optical output on your TV, I've got a solution for this later on in the video. If you have any questions, I'm happy to try and answer them through the comments in YouTube, but please apply the model number of the TV because it's very difficult if you haven't got all the information. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need is some Bluetooth headphones or a Bluetooth speaker. Now it's important that they have a volume control. So these cheap ones from Amazon have got a volume control up and down. My son's, I think these were Tesco, they're older headphones, have got volume up and down on them as well. The speaker has, but these AirPods haven't. Now, what that means is that you can't then control the audio from the TV via the headphones, which is just a nicer experience. So I would say try and get something with audio volume controls up and down, and that will make this a lot easier. You can adjust it from a lot of TVs, you can adjust the optical output, but that's a bit more complicated, so we'll cover that later. Okay, so this is the adapter that I chose for this video, only because it seems to be the most it have the most options covered, and that's because we have optical output, which is the most common one, digital coaxial output, which a lot of cheaper TVs tend to have, and also 3.5mm analog output as well. And the power, it comes with this USB cable, and it can take power from the television's USB socket. Now, not everybody will get that to work, but if you plug it in and try it, because this is a rechargeable device, it doesn't rely so heavily on the USB output of the TV. So connectivity wise, it comes with an optical cable, it comes with a phono to 3.5mm cable, and it also comes with a 3.5 to 3.5mm jack plug cable, which is for an audio socket on a TV. So the one I'm going to use is this one. So optical, so you would go optical, you would plug it in with an optical cable. I would say it's shaped like a house, it's got like a top beveled edge, so there's only one way it's designed to plug in. So plug that in, it has like a definite click, and then the other end will plug into the TV. You've got to be careful not to bend an optical cable too tightly, because you can damage them. So that plugs into the back of the TV. Whoop. So that plugs into the back of the TV like so, and then the USB socket will also plug into the back of the TV, and that's all you need. And then once that's plugged in, if you press and hold the button, it will power up the device. So this is actually running off batteries now, because this TV is not plugged in, so it's not going to power it. But that is all you need to send a Bluetooth signal, and whatever's on the TV If it's a modern TV, you can be watching Sky, you can be watching Netflix, you can be watching something from a USB stick, live TV, whatever. Everything's going to come through this. And then if you're using headphones with a volume control like these, or a Bluetooth speaker that you want to put nearer to someone who's hard of hearing, then they have their own individual volume control, but the TV sound will continue on regardless of what's happening on this. And then when you finish watching it, press and hold, and it will switch the device off. So very, very simple. And as I said before, I think this is the best method. I think this is better than having Bluetooth built into the TV. Obviously there's a few more wires, but it does mean you've got independent audio from the TV and also from the Bluetooth device that you're listening to as well. So this Sodial Bluetooth transmitter I got it from Amazon. It was less than £15, and I think looking through, I looked at a lot of these, a lot of solutions. This seemed to be the one that fitted the best, and there's no audio sync issues from what I can see. So when you're watching TV and listening to Bluetooth audio, it carries on very well. It's got a decent range as well, so for bigger rooms it's not going to be a problem. Okay, so this is what it looks like when it's plugged in, and you can see the green light occasionally flashing. It's just showing it's charging. Because it's a rechargeable device, you don't need to have it powered. So if you just need it as a temporary thing, you can use it like that. To switch on, press and hold the button, and if I turn on my
connected to Helion, Jack, SRC, and LE128.
Okay, so the LE128 is my phone, and the other sort of garbled message is this device. So that's just showing it's connected. So let's turn on my TV. Okay, so this is now playing through the Bose speaker. Okay, so we've been talking a lot recently about Wii gun games or Wii Zapper games. These are unofficial controllers, and they only cost me about £1.50 or £2.50 each, and they're great. They work very well. So if I turn off the Bluetooth speaker, you can hear the TV audio comes on, and then if I turn on,
it's really good. 100% connected to LE128.
And also I tend to hold it like this, so I'm a bit better on the aiming. You can also switch hands if you really need to as well. If your trigger finger gets
Helion, Jack, SRC, and LE128.
I'm really glad that in some ways that
so if I bring that closer,
much later on, because all the games are so cheap. Wii's are so cheap. I mean, I've got a Wii.
Turned on the TV,
and that's what I'm using for the capture, because obviously I can go through HDMI.
There you go. So the audio's coming through there. And then when you finish with it, all you have to do is press and hold the button.
Helion, Jack, SRC, disconnected.
And that's my Bose speaker telling you it's been disconnected. Okay, so if you haven't got optical output on your TV, I realise quite a few have coaxial digital out. This is just as good as optical as a connection, and you can actually use just an old analog phono cable, but what you want to try and do is use the yellow one, because the video one is usually better screened. So you can plug that in here as well. If the TV has USB, you can then power it from the USB. So we've got a USB socket which will plug into here, just the same as we did with the optical. So the only thing that's changed here is the fact that we're using a coaxial digital cable and not an optical one. Switch the device on, and then there's an input switch. So this will have defaulted to optical, so the actual light is kind of lined up with whatever switch it's on. It's just connected to my Bluetooth speaker in the background. So if I press the input button, it will switch between coaxial, optical, and the 3.5mm analog input. So there's an input switch button there. And the rate switch is, if the sound is a bit strange or a bit garbled, just switch it between one and the other, and sometimes if you get a garbled sound, just switch it and switch it back and the sound will be fine. So that's how you connect it to coaxial digital out. You can get a dedicated, this is a proper coaxial digital cable. I mean, to be fair, to me they seem to do the same job. It's all digital, and I've never had an issue using a video cable as a coaxial digital cable, but you often find the coaxial digital ones are just that bit better screened. As a last resort, you're going to use the 3.5mm analog input, which it comes with this cable. Now this TV actually has got a headphone socket. You can see there it's the black one. So you could use it for that, but what it does mean in most cases is the audio from the TV will stop and everything will come through this, which might be alright. It depends how you're going to use it, but I know on some Sony TVs and some other TVs you can still have the audio from the TV and also use the headphones at the same time, but the vast majority of TVs, if they've got a headphone socket, most don't, as soon as you plug in that 3.5mm jack, it cuts the audio for the TV. But it would be same principle, so audio jack into the audio input here, and then as you can hear it actually coming through the Bluetooth speaker, it's still connected. So if I press the input button, so that's optical, 3.5mm, and then digital coaxial. So you have all three inputs on there, and press and hold.
Chameleon, Tech, SRC, disconnected.
And you can hear my Bose speaker said it's disconnected. The last one would be phono connections. Now, on the back of your TV, you may have some phono connections, but the likelihood is that they're designed just for input. So you can only plug things into it. It won't take output, which is what you want for this sort of device. But if you do have the red and white phonos on the back of your TV, and it does say audio out, then you're in luck, and you can use that with this device, and then generally that will work in unison with the TV. So the TV speakers can be operated, but also you can have the sound coming through Bluetooth. But this is becoming increasingly uncommon on TVs. I mean, I can't think of any modern TV that has left and right audio outputs, because they favour digital coaxial out or optical audio out, which is a better connection. I think I mentioned earlier in the video, if you have a soundbar already connected to the optical connection on your TV, you will need an optical splitter. Now I found this is a bit of a mixed bag, this one. This was only £2.50 from eBay, but basically you plug the optical into the optical socket on the TV, then you can plug two optical outputs. So one would go to the soundbar, and then the second optical out would go into the Sodial Bluetooth sender. So then you could have soundbar sound, but also you can have Bluetooth sound at the same time. If you're still watching this video, thanks very much for sticking with me. Please like and subscribe if this has helped at all. And as I said before, if you've got any questions, just ask in the comments, but please do give the model number of your TV so I could look up an instruction book and see what connectivity you've got. But obviously it's always quite difficult to troubleshoot from afar, but I always give it a go. Okay, so I hope this video has helped. Please like and subscribe, and thanks very much for watching.